Welcome to Fundraising is Funny. I'm Lynn Wester.
And I'm Clay Buck.
Join us to share in laughter and stories as we take a lighthearted look at the profession that we love so much, fundraising.
Because sometimes we just have to laugh at ourselves.
Laughter through tears is my favorite emotion. Take a moment, take a listen. Hey, this could even be called self-care.
Bring your favorite beverage and a yummy snack.
In reality, we're here to deliver on our promise. We're going to make you laugh or cringe. And if you learn something too, bonus.
See, we're serious fundraisers. We believe in this work, but we also know we do some really ridiculous things all in the name of raising a dollar. Maybe if we laugh at and with them and at ourselves, we can bring a little joy to everybody in our sector.
Now, don't worry. In that pursuit of joy, we won't name names, but the stories we share are 100% real life in the world of nonprofit fundraising.
Because, come on, fundraising is funny. You know, you can't do it. You can't do it. Literally through the countdown. I'll be quiet this time. Nope.
I'm behaving.
Lynn, I'm worried about you.
Why are you worried?
Because I think it's time for you to take a little R&R.
Let's see. RC Cola?
No, an RC and a moon pie. That's a whole different story. That's a different level of therapy.
R&R. I'm trying to think what R&R means.
Well, R&R, rest and recreation.
Recreation?
Recreation.
Relaxation?
No, R&R. You need a good old-fashioned rant and rage.
Oh, I do enjoy a rant and rage.
You know, sometimes, I don't know if our colleagues, friends out there in podcast land feel the same, but sometimes you just got to rant it out.
I get a little crispy in the afternoons.
It's those KFC days, salty and crispy.
Yes, and I go on rant and rage. Clay goes on rant and rage at like 6 a.m. his time, which is right about...
I'm not a morning person.
8 a.m. my time when he looks at something on LinkedIn that makes him angry.
I get up, I have my coffee, I read LinkedIn, something that angers me, and then I text
you. I want to block LinkedIn for him at like 6 in the morning because I'm in the middle of my first meeting of the day, and I get a WhatsApp from Clay that says, have you seen this?
Oh my gosh!
I can't believe this. And he R&Rs.
I do R&R.
Oh my God, we have a list of things. So here's our thought. Get some snacks, get a bevy, get some water, get some RC Cola. Yeah, bevy.
I like it.
You know, get whatever you'd like and come on this journey of rant and rage.
Rant and rage. Rant and rage.
Rant and rave, rant and rage.
Are we rant and rage or rant and rave?
Rage.
Rage.
Because rave would be like, yay!
Well, that's like that meme that goes around that, you know, it says, you know, I don't have ducks and they're not in a row. I have squirrels and they're at a rave. Yeah.
Well, so does fundraising.
What, have squirrels that are at a rave?
Oh my gosh.
Squirrel.
The stuff that makes us just, and so we're today, hopefully you're driving, you're hopefully not in a rage-filled place, and you also can rage along with us.
This is catharsis.
Yeah,
these are
a little
the
venting.
Things, there's no single topic. These are the things that we've all lived through. And here's the thing. As you're coming into this, listen to this now. Keep a running list in your head. If we've missed anything, fundraisingisfunny.com.
Totally.
Put it in the comments.
My friends and I play this game, Clay, of worst job in the world. So let's play worst rant, and then we try to one-up each other each time.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So I'm going to start.
Who's the judge?
Me. I mean, we'll get a third party, a neutral third party. Well, actually, y'all can be the judge about which the worst one is. I'm going to drop a nice grenade, the first one out.
Okay, all right.
Golf tournaments. Just no. Just not KNOW, but absolutely hard pass no. So golf tournaments, let's see. I don't know. They're held at country clubs that discriminate against people. They're for rich white men. Sometimes they auction off inappropriate things.
A whole lot of golfing women just went, no.
I know, but this is what pictures in my mind. Country clubs that don't include people. Golf is not an inclusive sport. Why are we whacking that little white ball, and what did it do to you?
The carts are fun, though.
Yeah, but I don't get to go in the cart because I didn't pay the $600 for the thing, and then the foursomes, and then the ball washing stations, and the waste of time, and then it usually includes a silent and a loud auction. I am not here for it. I once got a sunburn so bad at a golf tournament that I'll never recover. I'm a gingy after all. And golf tournaments, the time suck of American fundraising.
How do staff team members have all day to sit at a golf course. I'm like, aren't there don't you have like grants?
We don't get chairs. What do you mean sit? We have to stand in the sun and watch the rich people hit the balls. Thwack.
I never left the court. I never left the clubhouse. Because why?
Because there were snacks there?
Golf smacks of sports ball to me. If there's a ball, if there's a thing, it's sports ball.
One up a golf tournament then. Yeah. On a one up a golf tournament in the events world maybe, or the rage world.
Can I caveat first? Can I just caveat first?
Go ahead.
Because I do want to love around. People's hearts are in the right place. I get it.
Sure.
I get it. Can we talk about give back nights?
No, we can't talk about that because that's a good one. You got me there.
Meaning
like I go eat a Moe's burrito.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to give 10% of our proceeds to everybody that comes.
10% of the profits, right? The
10% of the profits. Yeah, exactly.
For all 6 of us that come, the 5 staff members and 1 board member.
Right. Like give back nights. I mean, okay, so here I own this establishment, and I'm asking you, nonprofit, to come in, and you're going to advertise to your people. You're going to spend your marketing time, your social time of promoting my restaurant.
Well, and like your restaurant fits with my mission. So like I'm going to go eat at Red Lobster because we believe in saving the manatees.
Right.
Wait. So if the burrito like core to my mission?
I worked one time with an organization that had an aquarium as part of it, and they also had a restaurant. And in the capital campaign, they did in the capital campaign materials. They of course talked about the restaurant and how cool the restaurant was going to be, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, is the tilapia, like, did they just not cut it as like in the aquarium? Like they weren't pretty enough, like. Right? It's like eating seafood at SeaWorld, like were these the ones that just couldn't perform well?
So like literally at Disney, they have the seas and they have the massive aquarium, and you eat in the seas, and so you stare at the dolphin while you eat the dolphin, different kinds of dolphin, but just saying, not awkward to have calamari while
Darling, it's better down where it's wet to take it from me anyway.
I got one. Give back nights. Okay, I got one better for you because of your name.
Uh-oh.
How about a clay shoot?
No, listen. We have dear friends. We do have dear friends.
No.
Yes, they are dear friends.
Any event that involves a gun in 2024.
I have...
Clay shoot, gun raffle, gun auction.
What is with the gun auctions?
Let's not do it. But there are not... Oh, how about auctioning a puppy while we're at it?
Oh, that nothing gets...
I thought clay shoot might push you over the edge.
No, it's the auctioning live animals.
Like calamari. Tilapia? I mean, this is the episode where we are squirreling it up a little bit, but we are ranting raging. So you mentioned dollar nights or
right.
Profit nights. I'm throwing back at you with maybe in 2024 we don't have shooting events anymore or gun events.
I think that I can't disagree. I think we have to look at perceptions of all things now. Right? Guns?
Maybe not. We don't have we don't have a Coke night.
Can we talk about sponsorships and the visibility on step-in repeats? Oh. So, like, maybe if we're an organization dealing with, mental health, maybe having a liquor brand's name all over our step-in repeat behind us.
How about that at a recovery center?
I've seen that happen. I have seen that happen. I want to be real clear. In ranting and raging, we're not talking about people.
Nope.
And we're not
just
questioning the goodness of intent. It's the questioning of, can we look at this critically?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, what message are we saying when we say, do good, get a gun?
You know what we're at.
Not that, again, I grew up in the South. I understand. It's not the issue. It's what are we saying? Like, hey, let's go to the heart or the American Heart, or not the American Heart, but let's go to an organization about heart health, and it's a fair where they're serving funnel cakes and corn dogs.
But I'd go.
I do love a good funnel, or a beaver tail in Canada. Yeah, that's a solid funnel cake for those of you who've never been north of the border.
No, I'm ranting and raging 100% with you. Yes, and there are people. There are wonderfully generous people that this is how they choose to exercise their philanthropy.
But can't we find a different way?
Well, I think the caveat is the overarching statement is if it makes sense for your organization, you've talked about it critically, and there's a very good reason for it, and everybody's on board, great, do it. But let's not go run a golf event just because, oh, hey, these 20 other organizations did a golf tournament or a restaurant give back night or a clay shoot.
Or auctioning off Jell-O shots.
Or
I just feel like, I don't know, support the gelatin, like that's just nonsensical. So say what does golf or clay shoot have to do with rescuing kittens?
Right.
Why am I using one to support the other?
Well, and aren't we perpetuating?
Yeah.
No, it's not, aren't we? We are perpetuating right? If you can afford to do a golf foursome, or whatever it may, right? We're perpetuating the idea that giving is associated with wealth, with privilege.
Well, of course it is,
right?
Because we only really care about, you know what I really care about right now? That I bet we can both agree on? Snacks.
Is it snack time already?
I'm feeling a grumble in the tumble.
You know what, though? I don't know. I don't know if that snack is at the level that's deserving of my time.
Well, I really feel like snacks are good and they want you to be happy.
Yeah, but there's so many snacks that I really need to just focus my energies and my time. It's a better use of my time to only focus on the high level snacks. Yeah.
But the basic snacks can make you happy.
Well, yeah, but
the basic snacks are here for you always.
But my time is precious.
Oh, he's being elitist around his snacks. And let's talk about ranting and raging on that, because ain't nothing a 50-cent honey bun can't solve that a $6 Erewhon water can. So we're going to go find out who's cheapy. My cheapy snack is going to be better than his fancy snack, and I'm going to prove it.
Okay.
When we come back.
Okay, so then post snack time, can I make a confession? This is something about me that only you know. Nobody else knows this. But I did say it to you a while ago, and your response validated me and made me feel like a good human being.
Well, that's your, the friend card. Sometimes I'm kind.
Gas station apple fritters.
Ooh, yeah.
Gas
station tacos.
I can't speak to that.
I can. I lived in Texas.
I don't know, but like you were saying, a 50-cent honey bun, and I immediately got the visceral image of, right? But gas station apple fritters.
I'm a hole-in-the-wall girl. Now, here's the interesting thing. I have had the good fortune and privilege of going to Asia more than once.
Yes.
Southeast Asia, Japan, everywhere. And what I love about the eating experience in Southeast Asia in general, is you go to a place and the person makes one thing and they make it really well.
Really well, yes.
Why are we not doing that as nonprofits? Why do we have to be everything to everyone?
Well, give me an example. Give me a for instance. What do you mean?
Oh my gosh, our newsletters. We try to pack the worst fundraising practices ever. We try to pack everything in and be everything to everyone, and then we end up being Golden Corral, which no one really wants to eat, right? Like, I drove past the Golden Corral where I moved my parents to, and Dad goes, "Now I know better than to eat there." And I'm like, "You damn right, Daddy. You're going to get the herp, the hep, the something." Do you know what I mean?
I love Golden Corral.
I
have some very
can't.
happy memories there, but that was a great analogy.
Or Shoney's, you know what I mean?
Oh. Yeah, that's a trigger for me on a couple of levels.
They used to have Friday fish fries at Shoney's. But here's my point about being everything to everyone. That's what also happens. So we're on rant and rave. So we're going to move away from events and to people who influence our decisions. Here's one. Board members who think they can tell you everything about fundraising. Well, you just got to do this or you just got to do that.
I don't like this appeal. I don't like the way this is laid out. I don't like this picture.
Well, it's not about what you like. It's about what works.
Right. There you go.
Right. And the goal of a board member is to make fundraising sustainable, not tell me what they like.
The role of a board member is to govern the organization.
Well, it depends on the board, yes, but do you know what I mean? Everybody and their mother has best practices in fundraising. So I say board member as a person who talks about fundraising and claims to know everything. Give me your one up me.
Sure. Okay. All right. How about people that have really mastered the art of social media and have never ever worked in a nonprofit or in fundraising, and suddenly they're experts.
Oh, like So it's 2024 right now, and we have a plethora of AI experts. AI hasn't been out there long enough for people to be an expert in. Like this one woman changed her whole thing. She was a speaking expert. Now she's an AI expert. Then she's going to tell you how to, I don't know, build a go-kart or something. These LinkedIn fundraising influencers.
Oh, I wouldn't limit it to just LinkedIn.
Oh, I know. But fundraising Twitter kind of died.
Fundraising Twitter.
But this whole, I'm an expert in so-and-so. And you're like, oh, great. Can you tell me a time when you've done that?
Literally last month, you were an expert in this before. So.
Well, recently, I don't know if you know this, but yes. I had a weekend that I spent with one of these experts. I was on LinkedIn because somebody named Clay sent me a post on LinkedIn of someone who was going to reinvent the wheel.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, you sent it to me and I couldn't help myself. Because this person posted on LinkedIn, what if, Clay? Do you remember this? What if?
I remember the what if.
What if somewhere in fundraising there was a loyal donor gift officer and all they did was thank donors and communicate and love on them and they never asked for money. They reported impact and they did all these things. And of course Clay sends me these posts because he likes to poke the bear on a Saturday morning. And I politely replied to the person and said, yes, that's called my profession, donor relations. We've been doing it for about 40 years now. So thanks for your, let's have fire. Let's that round thing on the car, let's redo it.
The wheel. Recreate the wheel.
Do it.
Recreate the wheel.
And they were just ready to go with this new idea. And I was like, hey, hun, that's not new. And a friend of mine piped up and was like, I think Lynn wrote a book about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's mine and thousands and thousands and thousands of others' professions. And her retort was, well, most nonprofits can't afford that. So I that's what I was talking about, that people can't afford it. So I've never heard of it.
Let's talk about affordability. Let's talk about affordability.
Okay.
All right. So
rant and rage.
Rant and rage. Affordability, and I was tongue in cheek there before the snack break, but donors at a certain level don't get access to certain things, or only donors at a certain level get access to, right?
Oh my gosh, even worse.
What?
There are giving sites out there that says we don't accept gifts less than X dollars.
True story.
True story. I went to give a gift and it's like any gift under $20 we don't accept. And I'm like, oh, okay. What if I was going to give you $10 a month? You don't want my $120? I guess not. I'm not worth it.
Well, donors at that level don't get a thank you.
Oh, no, we wouldn't want to waste a stamp. No. I literally. So, okay, this is Rant and Rage togetherness, you and I, solidarity, because we talk about the small donor all the time. I call them small and mighty. I call them my heroes. The Eugenia Curtis who gives 78 years consecutively. Right. These people that choose to give to us, and it's our disdain for the amount, but we claim to be inclusive organizations. Well, we're inclusive. We have a DE&I policy. Oh, but you're not inclusive of donors.
You can't put a DEI policy on the same website with a gala that the entry price is $1,000 a plate. Like, this doesn't fly.
You can't put a DE&I policy on the same website that your giving form says we don't accept gifts under $20.
And I've seen it.
Me too, all day, every day.
Like, what are we either?
Pick one. Pick a lane, people. Pick a lane. Are you going to be elitist and exclusive? And that's fine. If you want to celebrate only your $1 million donors, that's great. That's all you'll have left. And there aren't that many of them.
No, there aren't that many of them. It's not sustainable, right? I'm here for organizational decisions that are made with intent, that are made with critical thought, that are made with, and an organization that I worked with not too long ago made the conscious decision at the board level that their fundraising strategy needed to focus on major gifts. I didn't disagree with them.
Yeah, that's a strategic focus.
It was a strategic focus.
It's not meaning that we're going to throw everyone else in the dumpster and light them on fire.
Right?
That's creating a dumpster fire.
Right? It meant that they were going to move back from doing a ton of acquisition and focus more on
retention and growth.
Right, exactly. So a strategic business decision.
But you don't walk around your donor pool and say, and you're not worthy, and you're not worthy, and you're not worthy. But that's what the message is that we're sending.
Oh, yeah.
When, I mean, even major gifts or transformational gifts. My favorite is planned giving, as if the other gifts are just, whoops, I slipped and made a gift.
Well, as we've said before, the vocabulary in our sector just cracks me up, right?
I mean, at least it's
a special event versus the
at least it's a real
event.
gift, and you're not trying to snooker somebody in. Hey, register for homecoming, and $10 of that goes to the annual
talk
fund.
About real gifts?
Yeah, fake giving all over the place.
Talk about real gifts?
Makes me rant.
Right? Those gifts, and we've seen it, the high, big check, kind of big publicity thing, and some prospect development person out there is going, this money, where is this?
So I can't go look at a house to buy it without proof of funds.
Right.
But I can go pledge $1 million to a nonprofit without proof of funds. So one time not at band camp, but so one time I was at a nonprofit and the gentleman said to me, we were talking about what to include in the planned giving recognition. And I said, well, we need to include all planned gifts, revocable, irrevocable, whatever. And he was like, well, how do we know that people aren't scamming our planned giving society by claiming they've made a planned gift and not? And I was like, look here, Bob, nobody wants a lapel pin and a bad luncheon with airline chicken that bad. Like, there's not a wave of scamming plan. And if I were scamming planned giving societies, it wouldn't be your university.
Did I ever tell you this
I'd
story?
go fancy.
Have I ever told you this story
No.
about my favorite planned giving? We were working on predictive modeling for planned giving.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
And this organization had several hundred planned gift donors. It was marked in the CRM. These are planned gift donors. And as we sort of dug into it, people started going, where's the paperwork? Like, it's marked in the record that they have, noted a planned gift.
Well, they once told me they liked me so much they'd leave me in their will.
Long story short, what we found out was it wasn't people that had said, yes, I'll leave you a planned gift. It was people that had checked the box that said, send me information.
Like the little postcard you ripped out of Southern Living that says you want to visit Charleston.
Yeah, give me that one. Yeah.
And meanwhile, Charleston's like, okay, they're moving to Charleston.
Yeah. And then
we're changing this.
And then became a question of, so you had that form on your mailer and you had that form on your website. Did anybody send these people planned giving you?
Oh, no.
Well, no, because it was still in committee for review.
Well,
it literally hadn't been finalized.
Rant and rave on committees is a whole separate episode. I mean, here's the thing. It does feel good to get some of this off our chest.
It does.
And it does feel good. And I'm sure all of you have rants that are even better than we came up with. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, donors who tell us how to do our jobs, or vendors who use fake data, or that should be its own separate episode, or tech bros who try to mansplain me things. And the one time I got called little lady by a staff member, and I'm not little nor lady.
No, I think what you mean is when you're trying to use tech and people, like, that's how you log in, right? I'm just saying.
Oh!
See what I did there? I clay-splained. Right? It was a joke. Right?
We should have more clay shoots.
No, and I took that personally.
Yeah, well, now there's an episode. All the things people have been offended at that we've said in the last year and a half.
We just turned the mic over to. but let's.
So why do we rant and rage? And what is? I mean, like, people are like, God, I've sat through all 20 minutes of this, Lynn and Clay. What's the punchline? What's the point?
The punchline for me,
like, we all do this great work in philanthropy, and shouldn't we all be rosy and happy all the time? And like, we shouldn't speak ill of our profession and the people that help us. And you need to put a smile on and just only show the positive side of everything we do, because we're just so lucky to be working in nonprofit. And oh gosh, you guys you're being a little salty, crunchy, crispy. Yeah.
Listen, let's acknowledge it. The punchline for me is fundraising is hard work. It's tough.
It's funny.
And it is funny. Sometimes it's not. Commiserating
funny sometimes is funny.
It's hard work, and sometimes we do what we got to do to get the dollars in the door to make the mission happen.
As long as I stay out of jail, because I don't look good in orange.
And so I want to acknowledge and own and love on our colleagues that are in some of these situations of doing the things that we rant and rave about, that we're ranting and raging about,
and you have no control over,
that are made, strategically and important decisions. Again, I'll go to the clay shoot. Our dear friends that run a clay shoot event every year, they do a phenomenal job at it. It's appropriate. It makes sense. It's lovely. And they do a terrific job at it. No. And bravo.
No.
Well, they do.
No.
And so
I know. It's hard. It's hard to cheerlead that.
And I don't want to say that all golf tournaments are bad or that all board
No, Masters is pretty cool looking. I mean, it doesn't raise any money, but
we can't. Let's not paint with too broad a brush. I think our point about ranting and raging is think critically and let's be appropriate and help guide those around us into, let's not do a gun shoot for this event. Let's actually ask donors, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of alternatives to some of the things we ranted and raved, and some of you guys are like honey buns and, bear claws out of gas stations.
We literally have somebody that's getting in the car right now that put us on pause.
Yeah.
Or pulled in to get a gas station apple fritter, I'm telling you.
Exactly. But, it's okay because however you express your stress, we all have coping mechanisms. I jigsaw puzzle, Clay chews a lot of gum. He does. He likes to keep his
all the things,
breath minty fresh.
Yeah.
Well, if I chewed gum, my mom would say, "You're chewing your cud like a cow," and then I'd have to deal with that guilt the rest of my life.
The gum chewing girl and the cud chewing cow. Oh, there's a difference somehow. I know it's the intelligent look on the face of the cow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mother, classic right there.
Mm-hmm.
All this to say is we do need to relieve stress, and whether that's standing in a hallway and screaming, whether that's going under the water and screaming, I've done both, whether that is, ranting and raving. One of my favorite things about conferences is what I call the CC, the conference commiseration.
Oh.
At least I don't have that. Or, oh God, we're better off than that. Or, hey, can you want to hear the crap I'm dealing with today? Right? Or, hey, will anybody listen to this?
We always said that we wanted this podcast to be the after-conference bar conversation, right?
With or without ginger ale. With or without. You don't have to be drinking to have that. We accept you just as you are, but maybe...
Some of us enjoy ginger ale.
Right, but maybe if you're...
Unless they charge for it multiple times, but that's a whole other episode.
It is a whole other episode, but maybe if you're running an alcoholic recovery center, we maybe not want to serve hard alcohol at the bar, but, all this to say is that we want this to be a welcome place, even when you're not in the best place. So even when you're ranting, even when you're like, you know what, today I don't love my job. Today I don't love the industry I work in. If you ever need some inspiration, we can play the worst job in the world game with you. And I used to have one that always ended it, and then COVID hit, and I got a new one. But my last and final two jobs, and tell me in fundraisingsfunny.com, tell us what you rant and rage over. But if all else fails, it could be worse. You could be an airline gate agent during a thunderstorm in the summer.
Ooh.
Or
a snowstorm in the winter.
Or you could have been the person that had to do all the nose COVID tests.
Oh.
All the nose swabs. That went up to my airline gate agency when I go for worst job ever. Just saying.
God love them, though.
God love them.
God love them. They got us through the
And God love the airport gate agent during a storm.
Amen.
I just go to the club and start eating.
Well, some of us don't have that level of privilege now, do we?
Well, if you had more golf tournaments, you would understand. Or if you had spent your 7 years of your life 300 nights a year on an airplane
in
a hotel, you would have club access too. On that note, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon when we're in a happy, fun, sunshiny, sunflower place. Y'all have a good one.